Hi everyone, Caroline here. If you're having trouble setting boundaries in your relationship, whatever that kind of relationship is, whether it's a relationship with your husband, a relationship with your wife or spouse, or whether it's a relationship with a family member or a family friend or a co-worker or a boss or whatever, if you're having trouble setting boundaries, and you have fluorite, pyrite, red garnet, or whatever crystal I'm going to be talking about in this video, then hear this, crystal lovers. You already have the tools to set physical, mental, emotional, or even spiritual boundaries so that no one is treading on you. And that's what you want, because you want to always have healthy boundaries, especially during these times when everyone is living together in close quarters. And some places and houses and whatnots are so small, and then you have all these people treading on you, and maybe you don't even like the person that you're staying with. I mean, who knows? You know, these things happen. Sometimes you just don't like the person who's staying with you, or they really, really get on your last nerve and you don't know what to do, and they keep treading on you and just irritating you. And sometimes it's just because, well, the space is small, but you also have a problem saying no or standing up for your rights, and then people trample on you, and then you're feeling some sort of way which is not the good way. And so we gotta use the tools that we have on hand to set these healthy boundaries. And like I mentioned before, there are some crystals like fluorites and pyrites and garnets and diamonds and celestite and lapis lazuli and topaz and peridot that you can use to stop that mess. And the reason this is because these crystals have a cubic structure, and any crystal that has a cubic internal structure can be used very, very, very well for these types of boundary creation situations. So what's going on with you? Do you have a situation where people are treading on you and you need to create boundaries? Well, if you have these crystals, like I said, you know, you have a tool that you can use. And if you happen not to have the crystals that I have talked about, you can use crystals that are cut into a cubic shape. You know, there is the energy of crystals, and then there is the energy of shapes. The cube shape sets boundaries within the square. It contains the energy within a square. So if you're in a relationship and things are going out of hand, when you work with crystals in the shape of a cube or in the shape of a square, whether that square is in terms of you creating a crystal grid in that shape of a square, you are able to contain that energy around you. So you can make a grid with the intention of containing energy within that square so that all these outside forces are not treading on you. And you know, within that time, you also have to work on strengthening your personal responses and reactions so that other people are not treading on you. Because as we know, it ain't magic. There's a lot of it that happens, but we have to support the process by also working on ourselves and being able to say no when people are treading on us, right? Okay. Anywho, the other thing I wanted to mention just before I forget is that the cube is such an amazing shape. It's such a powerful shape for manifestation of energy. It represents solidity and security. That secure and stable energy is one of the reasons why it's always recommended to use the energy of the square for manifestation of money. You know what I mean? Money, 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 square, shape, solid, cubes, security. This is what it means on another level, okay? And oh, have you ever wondered why our homes are square? Most apartments are square shaped or rectangular. Our furniture is square. A lot of things in our households are square. Have you ever wondered why? There's a reason behind this, because the square energy contains energy. Refrigerators are square. They contain energy within them. You know, the equipment in your home, most of it is square just because it contains energy, and shapes always control the movement of energy. I just love sacred geometry, and sometimes when you understand some of these things, it just becomes so beautiful to observe how we are affected and influenced by energy, and how to break through or break out of those energetic patterns if need be. And also, squares can be used to control. When you have kids who are out of control, you can always use the geometry of squares somehow to contain the kids so they're not really getting out of control, or there's not a lot of rebellious energy and whatnot. There's a lot you can do with the energy of the squares and the energies of the cubes, and with working with these specific crystals that I have mentioned. You can just, give someone a fluorite. You can give them a lapis lazuli, once you have created that intention about how that is to be used or whatever. Or you can wear them, or you can place them around your house so that that square energy of whatever it is that you want to achieve is manifested in your life experience, right? It's so cool, and I absolutely love it, and I am here for it because I love my crystal babies. Such amazing tools. What a gift. Anywho, with that said, I gotta say this as a precaution. When you're working with a square energy, ensure that whatever it is that you want to contain is resolved within you. I may have mentioned it in the beginning, but just make sure that whatever it is that you want to resolve, by not allowing other people to tread on your boundaries, make sure that that matter is resolved, because the square contains energy. So imagine this: if you're working with the energy of a square to prevent other people from treading on you, so to speak, that energy is contained within the square. So if you have not resolved that matter with that individual or within yourself, that energy is always going to stay secure and solid within the square energy. So of course, maybe the person will not be treading on you, but you yourself will be really experiencing a lot of inner turmoil because you have not resolved the issue, because the issue is contained within that square energy and it has nowhere to go. And as within, so without. So square energies are powerful tools, but you must also work to release the internal energy first, hopefully, before you can successfully work with emotional boundaries in a relationship or mental boundaries in a relationship. Because again, as within, so without. And on another level, people usually reflect to us what we need to know, or they reflect to us who we are, and it just depends on how we see the situationship at any given time. But personally, I learn from the people around me, the environment around me. How I respond, how I react always gives me a gauge about what I really need to be seeing and working on and resolving, or amplifying if that is the case. Because people don't always just reflect the bad things, they also reflect the goodness around us. And when that happens, I'm just like, hey Caroline, yes, you did a lot of good things, but it's never just black or white. There's always a lot of things in between, and every situation is different. So just keep looking at your case, and in the meantime, if you're in a relationship and you need help and it's horrible or whatnot, make sure you get the correct type of help that you need, and make sure if you need to exit the situation, exit the situation. I mean, it's your life, it's a beautiful life, and you can live it powerfully. Until next time, I love you guys. Keep loving your crystal babies, and I'll see you next time. Bye.